Hello everyone. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to participate in Wics Spring Hackathon 2025. So today we would be discussing about PCOS-Pal, and by looking at the name of our product itself, you would have guessed it right. So it would help us to empower women to track menstrual health and understand symptoms and manage PCOS. And so let's first look into our code base. So we have everything pushed into our GitHub code where we have to backend, front end, and then a clear documentation. You could see we have test URL, we have how to run a front end server. If you go back to the front end README, it's clearly prerequisites are given and then installation steps have been given. And coming to the backend as well. So let me first talk about API documentation. So this is our backend, and we have steps how to set up a backend server as well. And coming to the API documentation, it's clear documentation where we have endpoints and where we have request body and responses. This is similar to what we can develop through API Swagger as well. So we have developed using Markdown, and you have user login and then log symptoms, all this API features. Now I'll talk about our backend. So we have developed using Flask and Python as our backend tech stack. And so the one of the major thing which we have used is OpenAI API, where we would be collecting symptoms and their severity from women who are facing those symptoms, and that would be processed. That would be sent as a request, as a prompt request to OpenAI API, and it would be processed and it would be uh, giving recommendations and advices especially about diet, lifestyle, and exercises. So that's where these two methods come in picture about recommendations. And all the methods are processing the APIs, like fetching the request information, and if it is login, verifying it, or if it is submitting symptoms or logging cycles, etc. All those things. And so our backend is hosted on Render, which is an cloud platform available for free. And then this is our test URL. And Google Firebase is our dashboard, is our database where we have where the Google Firebase uses the document model to save the data. And coming to our front end, so as we have stated before, so we have used Angular framework for to set up our front end, and we have different components, just like how I have shown different API calls. Similar to it, if I show you components, it's like login, dashboard, analyze trends, periodic cycle toggle, resources, results, etc. And if I show one of these, so you would be having the HTML, TypeScript related data, and all these things. So this is about our code base. Now let's get into our let me open new one. So, okay, we are at the login page. Let's log in as one of the human who has been has symptoms. So you can see we have multiple options in our dashboard. One is symptom tracker, which we just discussed, log cycle, analyze trends, and resources. So analyze trends is something which it keeps track of the information of for a user, given user. Since we store it in the database, we fetch it, and then based on that information, so we would be uh, so giving if the user is doing good or if it is becoming the symptoms are becoming worse from month to month, from period to period. And we have some external resources as well, where if someone wants to read more each of these things, like fertility, periods, skin and hair, long-term health conditions, and all about it, we have documentation to it, so users can go through it. Now let's come to our symptom tracker. So this is our symptoms. This is the list of symptoms, and the severity is not only just simply like mild, moderate, and severe. We are explaining what is called as mild, what is called as moderate, and what is it severe. So let's try to select some see. Let's take a use case where our user is facing some symptoms. Let's go with like regular periods, moderate, and severe anxiety, fatigue, mild headaches. So let we will be submitting it, and on the back end, the request will be sent to OpenAI API, and it would be processing a request, and it would be giving two things. One is the advisors, the other is recommendations. So advisors is mainly it processes the information and tells if the user has to consult the doctor or not based on the conditions. You can see irregular periods, mood swings, and fatigue headaches. The combinations are like this, since mood swings and fatigue can significantly impact Delphi. Given the severity of mood swing, they have even impact on quality. So it is advisable to consult a doctor. And coming to recommendations, it recommends about dietary plans, exercises. You can see, since I engage in moderate aerobic exercises like walking, cycling, etc. And since it's fatigue, establish a consistent sleep schedule and create a relaxing bedtime routine, etc. All these things. So this is our major feature about the PCOS PAL. And coming to log cycle, where the user can log her menstrual cycle. So I'm currently filling out a sample data. So it would be something, okay, let's somewhere around 20, maybe 31st, and maybe it's like 35 days probably. So yeah, cycle has been logged in successfully, and every time whenever they come back, the current cycle would be listed in the periodic cycle logs. They could keep checking it. You could see all the three have been listed down, and now we have already seen about resources coming to analyze trends. Yeah. So since she has like uh, input her data like three times all the three cycles and then three symptoms previously as well. Now if we look at analyze trends, her symptoms has been worsening for the previous case and coming to right now. So based on the trend, it asks to consider consulting a doctor. So this is about our PCOS spa dashboard, and it would be quite helpful to all the women who are facing PCOS, and even if they are not in a stage where like it's undiagnosed, but if they are in a beginning stage and if they want to clarify some information, this tool is going to be helpful. And on coming to the as we further explore this application in future, it would be we could definitely use some best models to provide relevant information, and we use more machine learning models for especially for analyzing trends instead of what we have currently used, and also doing more research on the symptom tracker, so that on the symptoms, especially if we still have to categorize the severity based on data. So yeah, that is about our tool. Thank you.